The hardest 6 weeks of my life. Hello there, everyone. 6 weeks ago, I discovered my wife having an affair. We have 2 children, ages 4 and 10. We've been married for 8 years. The previous 2 weeks have been a roller coaster of emotions for me. I begged, pleaded, tried to impress her, and looked like a fool because I believed I could make things right with her. Since then, I've been scouring the internet for answers. I've spent the previous few weeks working out, caring for my children, and concentrating on myself and my family. I can see she's still engulfed in a fair fog. I stopped calling her, bringing her coffee, and doing the simple things I used to do for her before everything went wrong. I'm not cruel to her. I simply quit trying with her. She came home from work yesterday night wanting to chat. She chatted to me for 30 minutes last night and said more in that time than she had in the previous 6 weeks. Telling me about her activities, such as job and topics we use to discuss. I wasn't sure how to answer. I'd recognize her and listen to her. My brain was thinking, WTF is she doing? Why is she addressing me? So I simply sat there and listened to her. During the talk, I never spoke more than was absolutely required. I stepped outside to smoke when I thought she was finished. She came out with me and kept talking to me. I simply sat there and listened to her. After she was finished, I walked up to my room and forced myself to sleep. That is my query. What is she attempting to accomplish? How do I respond? What should I do? I still have feelings for her. I'm just not sure I'm ready to feel anything with her right now. Story 2. My wife, 36 female, cheated once and I, 36 male, want a divorce, but I don't know whether I truly should to leave or not. I'll try to make my article as brief as possible, but I feel the need to be comprehensive, so please read it well before offering suggestions. My wife and I married when we were 22 years old, after graduating college, and we had 2 kids, ages 13 and 12. Throughout our 14-year marriage, 16-year relationship, we have had a wonderful connection, and we both adore one another. To be perfectly honest, I may have ignored her in February and March owing to work and other obligations. During this time, she had a one-night stand with one of her colleagues around a month ago and instantly regretted it. I'm also positive she only slept with him once since I've heard it from others and seen additional proof that suggests she's speaking the truth. When she informed me about it the following day, I felt like I'd been hit in the belly. That, or someone had physically torn my heart out. I gazed at her in great disbelief at first, but then continued to pound her with every single unutterable abuse. I never imagined myself saying such things to her, and I honestly don't recall half of what I said. She sobbed and apologized many times. Before you ask, her apology seemed quite genuine to me, and she was clearly regretful for her conduct. That was evident in her eyes and behaviors since then. I informed her a week after her confession that I was going to file for divorce after this whole quarantine thing is finished. She sobbed but said nothing and went to the restroom. She has pleaded for my forgiveness, but has said that she understands if I am unable to do so. She also said that she is prepared to go to any length to make our marriage work and repair the damage she has caused. Furthermore, she said that if I decide to go with the divorce, she would renounce any unjust payout she receives from the divorce settlement since she does not deserve it. Her opinion is that we should divide our fortune properly so that I am not placed in a poor condition as a result of the divorce settlement. This would happen as I am in a much better situation financially than her. Despite the fact that I am persuaded she is sincere in her guilt and wants to repair our marriage, I feel compelled to proceed with the divorce. My parents and her parents have both spoken to me, and although they both condemn her conduct, they both want us to sort things out. Aside from this idiotic episode, I've never been one to heed to advise, and my life has worked out rather well for me. My wife has been sleeping on the sofa for the past 3-4 weeks, and I don't speak to her much other than to chat about the girls or our future. My communication is nearly non-existent, despite the fact that she has been trying for weeks. I still haven't forgiven her, and I'm having difficulty forgiving her. It's not so much a matter of trust, though it has been seriously harmed, as it is that I can't get over the act of betrayal itself. Even after a few weeks of learning, I am still torn with my feelings and no closer to a solution than I was before. I've been thinking about my next move for about a month and still have no clue what to do. It is evident to me that she is sincerely sorry for her conduct, and this was completely out of character for her. She has subsequently put in a lot more effort into our relationship, despite the fact that she knows it may be for nothing since I haven't repaid that level of effort in the previous several weeks. I simply don't believe I'll be able to get over the act of treachery. And then there's my kids, who will be badly damaged if I go through with the divorce. I have to admit that there are moments when I feel like going through with the divorce simply to stick it to her, even though I know she would be heartbroken if I did. I know it sounds cruel and mean, but that is exactly the kind of rage and resentment I feel toward her. She has said that, although she is prepared to go to any length to salvage the marriage, she will eventually accept my choice. I honestly don't know what to do since on one side of the problem, I see my wife's wrath, bitterness, and betrayal after 14 years of marriage. On the other side, I see my children, the love we've had over the last 16 years, this being utterly out of character, and my wife really regretful while doing everything she can to repair what she's damaged. So I'm turning to Reddit to find out something I haven't been able to figure out in weeks. Update. As mentioned in the headline, after 2 months of contemplation, I have chosen to file for divorce. Throughout this period, my wife respected my space and solitude and did everything possible to make things right after the tragedy. I truly tried to give us a chance during the last month. I started chatting to her again, and we became closer than before, to the point where I refused to speak to her at all. We even slept in the same bed the next night, and nothing occurred. Things progressed, but in the end, I couldn't bear the thought of ever being intimate with her again. I simply couldn't do it. I recall her wanting to start anything in bed around 2 weeks ago, but I simply felt awful and urged her to stop. She backed down and just said that she understood and apologized. She never attempted to start anything after that out of respect, but she did say that if I ever wanted to try, she would be more than glad to and would take it slowly if that's what I wanted. We grew close as things improved, and I felt there could be a possibility, but I couldn't see it. I'm not sure why, but I simply can't seem to get over the act of her betrayal. When I informed her I wanted to divorce, she burst into tears but said she accepted my choice if that was what I thought I needed to do. She is still eager to follow through on the favorable divorce settlement she had proposed. I've decided that I need to get away from the home, so I've started packing. She offered to leave at first, but I felt like I needed a break to think things out for myself. She even assisted me in packing, and after everything was packed, tears streamed down her cheeks. She excused herself and went to cry herself to sleep in another room. I'm not going to lie, I sobbed as well, recognizing, maybe for the first time, that this was the end of my 16-year relationship with a lady I believed I'd spend the rest of my life with. We held each other afterwards, and it felt nice to hold her in that manner for the final time. So we're going through an amicable divorce, and all I can say is that I appreciate all of your counsel. Many others could have forgiven her and tried to go on after she did everything right after cheating just once, but I feel like this is something I need to do for myself. I hope I could get over it, and I felt there was a possibility for a time. I did all I could, but in the end, I recognized that it would never be the same. I feel compelled to investigate what is available, and I don't simply mean playing the field or even dating. I need to travel the globe and find out who I am. It's just time for me. Who knows, maybe I'll grow better at my interests and learn new things. I'm not sure whether this is the proper option, but I have to do it for myself. Because it seems right. We're planning to start spending time with the girls again after my vacation, even though we're going through a divorce. It's something we both agreed on since we both know we're decent parents who adore our daughters. My wife said that she hopes that after our time apart, I would want to start anything new if I so choose. I'm not sure whether that's something I'd want to do, but the anger has certainly faded with all of your remarks and the extra time. I still despise what she did, but I don't regret the 16 years I spent with her. If anything, I treasure the time we spent together. And the finest thing that has come out of it is our 2 amazing daughters. I'm not sure what the rest of my life has in store for me, but I'm both terrified and thrilled to find out.